Sometimes you gotta do it.
Little did he know about Larry.
Do I know what this video is about? No, I just wanted to talk about the quote-unquote drama that happened like, I don't know, a week ago. And people also, animators, are still talking about it. And I need filler content. This video is not gonna explain what over animated is about. That's just a pretty stupid thing to define or critique something. To summarize things, although Chibi already made a video on it. But you know, with popular Anitubers, they are retarded when it comes to anything production related. Calling Aoki OPM director? Sheesh. The discussion started when Super Cube episode 7 was released, a Chinese anime, and that episode, Neon 41, constructed visually on the surface level a really great looking fight scene. It took the team 2 years to complete, but there was also a lot of split opinions about the episode, about how the action direction is not the best. I also chipped in my opinion under crossfire comment so I can hide it. Smiley face. From my stance, there is criticisms to be had. Lack of impact, the cubic debris just feels like Legos collapsing. There's a bit more, but I do think people was over-exaggerating about stuff being bland. It's not the worst thing or the best thing ever. There's two routes here. It's like I'm playing a visual novel. One is the tweet by Kenichirou Aoki, and one by probably Pretentious. Thank you for the content, Pretentious. Let's talk about Aoki's tweet first. There's definitely mistranslations about the tweet because Google don't want to fix their Google Translate. Aoki, if you guys don't know, he is the main action animator for JC stuff. He is an in-house staff member for the studio. To summarize it for you normies, he's basically the Yoshihiro Kano for Solo Leveling. His output is crazy and his animation is very good. He's not just there for one or two highlights. He sometimes just carries shows by himself. His tweet is about just the action direction, not the animation itself. You don't need the trained eye to see that this fight looks fucking amazing. Nian is fucking 19 animating this. It's crazy. It's like when William Jiang animated the sequence when he was 16. I wanna die. Also, Aoki said stop using the same layout, the same movement or expressions as some super animators. What Aoki is referring to is Yutaka Nakamura. Yutapon Sensei is one of the most influential animators out there. He popularized the Yutapon cubes and the way animators now use impact frames. Basically, the impact frames is supposed to be like a punch connecting, so impact, but Yutapon does it differently, like someone standing still. Crazy impact frames. A lot of animators do that now. And Neon 41 is heavily influenced by Yutapon style. I don't think Aoki is trying to say copying bad, plagiarism, whatever is bad. No. People like Yutapon, Nori Matsumoto, Yoshinori Kaneda, these people are very influential for animators, and a lot of animators have that type of style. What Aoki is saying, from what I interpreted it, is these people like Yutaka Nakamura, they are veterans, they know the fundamentals. You know why veterans like this, their first works are in-betweenings and second-key animation jobs? Because this is the traditional way of growing in the industry. These roles are really good to build your fundamentals because you are sometimes just copying frames to connect the dots with the keyframes. Of course, nowadays, studios like to abuse this system. Slavery. What? Nakamura is not just good at bombastic fucking dopamine rush animation. His character drawings are fucking amazing. Most normies don't see that. You can look at his old illustrations or even now from like magazines. That's the thing that Aoki is probably saying, because these new upcoming animators are brought in without proper training. They just do the craziest layouts and key animation, blah blah blah. Of course, there's those that can build those fundamentals very early on, but those are just exceptions. Now, for this tweet, I think the term over animated, to put it bluntly, is pretty dumb. I'll get to the other example. And this is not just talking about probably Pretentious tweet. There's a lot of people that think some stuff is just too over animated. Animators like Vincent Chanzard, Nozumo Abe, and maybe some more gets this criticism. Some people like to say these are just all colors, bombastic ass fights, which is stupid since there's a lot of attention to detail in every single cut. Listen, you can have preference. I prefer Masayuki Nonaka's character acting. more than Vincent. That's me being subjective. You can like something more without hating on it. Just one example, One Piece fights are more spectacles rather than grounded hand-to-hand whatever, and some people don't like that because, I don't know, they don't like colors flashing because they're racist. There is things, I guess, that's over-composited. UFO tables sometimes do this. It's a viable critique because we know that Kenichirou is an amazing compositing artist in UFO table. It's not those animes with incompetent compositings that just look shit, and Gohan's is just a less cohesive and way shittier version of UFO table. They also do the infamous over hair animated. Everyone's just cosplaying Medusa, flailing their hair strands around. I think a valid thing about over animated, if you use the definition of over then animated, it's what Sokka tweeted that if an animator or whoever person does the layout know the conditions and scheduling is bad for a project and you just do the most flashiest with an excessive amount of movement, that's a valid criticism. And this is mostly about newer animators that don't know how the industry works, because most of these inexperienced animators gets contacted by animation producers or production assistant and they do the most complex shit ever that's not gonna work. There's a lot of steps after the layout and it creates unnecessary work for people like doga artists, second key animators, animation directors, or people who do doga checks when they don't have time for that. There's a lot of butchered sequences if you just compare them to the layout itself. Of course, sometimes it's just a lack of communications. Producers want those dopamine rush, wanting a scene to look good, then they just go to Twitter as a random animator to do something without informing them anything else. The most popular example is, of course, a Vincent Chan's art scene in My Hero Season 5. Vincent's layout is very complex, a lot of movement, but in the final product, it was reanimated by a different animator, so it's more easier and less time consuming to finish, and that's that. Vincent didn't know the conditions that My Hero Season 5 had, so he just did what he does normally with his style of animation. Of course, if Vincent knew about the scheduling issue, he would have probably toned down his cuts so it matches the requirements for them to finish it early. You don't need to overly complex shit for action stuff. You can have very snappy timing dependent animation that relies on less frames, but still gives that same impact from the poses or, again, timing. The Supercube incident, why am I saying it like the Supercube incident? Had a lot of people talking about it, even animators. It definitely got a bit too over proportioned, if that's even a word. But in reality, there is valid criticisms to be had if you don't have a normie brain saying every criticism is bad. Since Neon is pretty new in the industry, but some people like to take it a bit too far. And if you think saying to Aoki, oh, we'll see One Punch Man Season 3, doesn't that just contradicts your whole entire tweet? You're just stupid. But again, it's Twitter tard, so who really fucking cares about those bitches? I don't know what this video is all about, but yeah. Next vid, To Be Hero X. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts about this whole nuclear drama shit. Not really. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.